My homewrecker sister was getting involved with every guy I dated back in high school, and for years I convinced myself it was just bad luck, that I had terrible taste in men, that I was doing something wrong. It took me a long time and one final betrayal as an adult to understand the truth. It was never about the guys, it was always about my sister. My name is Riley. Madison is 2 years younger than me, but growing up, it always felt like she was ahead of me in every way that mattered. She was prettier, louder, more confident, the kind of girl teachers adored and boys tripped over themselves to impress. I was the quiet one, the dependable one, the girl who followed rules and tried not to take up too much space. Everyone said it was just sibling rivalry. But what Madison did to me went far beyond that. The first time it happened, I was 15. His name was Jake Brennan, and he was my first real boyfriend. The kind of relationship where you write notes in class and talk on the phone until your parents yell at you to hang up. I was awkward and nervous and completely in love. Madison noticed immediately. She started showing up wherever we were. Basketball games, the mall, movie nights. She laughed at everything Jake said, touched his arm when she talked, made little comments about how well she knew guys. I told myself I was imagining it. She was my sister. Why would she hurt me? I found out the truth from Jake's best friend. He pulled me aside after school and asked if I knew what Madison was saying about me. When I confronted Jake, he admitted she'd been texting him for weeks, telling him I was bored of him, that I talked badly about him behind his back, that she understood him better than I ever could. She sent photos. She flirted. She lied. Jake broke up with me the same day. When I confronted Madison, she barely reacted. She sat on her bed, painting her nails, and shrugged like I'd accused her of borrowing a sweater. He wasn't that into you anyway, she said. You should thank me, I told my parents. Madison cried, said Jake came onto her, said I was jealous, they believed her. That should have been the end of it. But it was only the beginning. Connor, Brandon, Eric, Daniel, every boyfriend followed the same script. Madison inserted herself, slowly, patiently, until the guy was confused, emotionally hooked, and convinced I was the problem. Then she'd take him briefly before dumping him once she'd proven she could. She never wanted them, she just didn't want me to have them. By senior year, I stopped bringing anyone around her. I stopped trusting my own judgment. I started believing maybe I really was boring, maybe I wasn't lovable. Leaving for college felt like escaping a burning building. For 4 years, Madison and I lived separate lives. I thrived. I dated cautiously. I rebuilt my confidence. I learned what healthy relationships felt like without her interference. Then I moved back home. Madison was back too. Polished, successful, engaged to Ethan, a wealthy, confident man who fit perfectly into her carefully curated life. Everyone said she'd finally settled down, that she'd matured. That's when I met Amber. Amber was warm and kind and easy to trust. We became friends quickly, and through her, I met her brother Cole. Cole was nothing like the guys Madison used to steal. He was thoughtful, creative. A carpenter who loved his work and didn't care about status or appearances. I didn't tell Madison about him. At first, everything was perfect. Then Madison noticed. She started texting Cole, visiting his workshop, asking for advice. Cole thought she was just being friendly after all. She was dating his brother. I knew better. I had lived this pattern before. I warned him carefully, afraid of sounding paranoid. She's changed, he said. She's engaged. I wanted to believe him. Madison was patient. She always was. She planted doubts, made comments about how focused I was on work, suggested I might not be ready for commitment. Slowly, I felt Cole pulling away. The final confrontation came at Ethan's birthday party. I followed Madison upstairs when I noticed she'd disappeared with Cole. The bedroom door was cracked open. Inside, she told him she regretted saying yes to Ethan, that she felt a connection with him, that she thought he felt it too. Cole rejected her, and for the first time in my life, I caught Madison in the act. Ethan heard everything. Heard everything. The engagement ended immediately. Madison couldn't cry her way out of it. Amber had proof. People finally saw the truth. The aftermath was brutal but freeing. Madison disappeared from social media, moved away. My parents apologized for not believing me all those years, for choosing peace over protecting me. Cole stayed. He believed me. Weeks later, Madison sent me her old diary. Inside were plans, notes, confessions, proof that everything I suspected was real. That she'd built her identity around taking from me because she believed that was the only way she could win. I didn't respond. I didn't need closure from her. Cole proposed on a quiet beach with a ring he made himself. I said yes without hesitation. Madison isn't part of my life anymore. Not because I hate her, but because I finally learned something she never did. Winning isn't stealing, love isn't competition, and peace is worth protecting even if it means walking away from your own sister.